Screw it, we're gonna keep going. Hello everybody out there in internet world. Welcome to This Week in Gold Dragon Wrestling. I am your host, JS McStrongarm, and with me is my good friend, of course, Agent Red.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey, how's it going? What else?
Hello, welcome back to This Week in Gold Dragon Wrestling. I am your host, JS McStrongarm, and with me is the Agent R Superstar, Agent Red. Before we get started, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, Moose Jaw Ford and Premier Collision Center, TJ's Pizza, Heritage Inn, CDH, Furniture Restoration, and Prairie Metal Creations. Oh, see, they're all up on the screen just like that. This week in Gold Dragon Wrestling, we are going to talk to you about the most recent event that we've had on the 21st. As well, we will discuss and have a bit of an interview with the Agent R Superstar, Agent Red, and we will also talk to you about the upcoming show in February called For Honor and Glory. GDW's For Honor and Glory coming on February 25th. Should be good.
Should be, yeah.
I like coffee. First off, we need to discuss the most recent event for Gold Dragon Wrestling that took place on, of course, January 21st, which was last Friday, where the Agent R Superstar took on the Big Apple, Teddy Valiant, and beat him 1-2-3 without cheating. There was no cheating involved in that match. None. Also, in that show was the Asian Sensation taking on Cold as Ice William Saint, where the Asian Sensation rolled William Saint up into a small package, getting the 1-2-3, but it was to no avail because he was later attacked by William Saint's new tag team partner, Chris Cassell. And we are very happy to have Chris Cassell part of the Gold Dragon Wrestling roster now, and it is going to be a very exciting time with these two tagging together. They are now calling themselves the Knock Around Guys.
Yes.
And both incredibly talented professional wrestlers. Later that night, Chris Cassell and William Saint took on the Asian Sensation Kato and the Big Apple Teddy Valiant in a tag team match where the Knock Around Guys were successful in defeating the two regulars in Gold Dragon Wrestling, in Teddy Valiant and Kato. Also, on the 21st was the match between Author, former GDW champion, and well-known independent wrestler in Canada, Vance Nevada, who took on the really large Viago the Destroyer. And Viago, of course, was the favorite going into this match because he has yet to even be knocked off his feet in Gold Dragon Wrestling. He has not been pinned. He has not submitted, although he has lost a match. He was disqualified against El Robotico.
Yes, El Robotico.
And in his match against Vance Nevada, he was, of course, counted out, and Vance was none too pleased. So Vance Nevada asked the owner for a rematch with Viago. But the stipulation for this match is that there can be no countouts. There will be no countouts at all outside the ring, which will add a certain twist to the match. So needless to say, Vance Nevada won the match via countout, but has asked for a rematch because he was none too pleased with the outcome of the match. The main event for the show was Ace Riviera versus the Arabian Executioner for Ace's GDW title. Earlier in the show, it was announced that Dusty Lamborghini would be injected into the match as a participant, making the singles match a triple threat match. The triple threat turned out to be an outstanding professional wrestling match, and even though it is the beginning of the year, it has already been listed as a possible contender for Match of the Year next year. Also at that GDW event, 2 awards were given away. These awards were for Superstar of the Year and Match of the Year for 2010. The 2010 Superstar of the Year was, of course, Vance Nevada. He was very pleased to accept the award and was quite happy to do so. The Match of the Year was, of course, the main event, which featured none other than WWE's Hall of Famer, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. This match was between Dusty Lamborghini and Ace Riviera. It was an outstanding match, and that is the match that won. Both participants of that match will receive an award for that match. That was a mouthful. We will see you in one moment after a word from our sponsors. Red, thank you for coming and joining me on the black couch in the Gold Dragon Wrestling studio. It consists of a couch and a wall, which you can see behind us, and a camera, which you are obviously looking through to see what we are doing. Agent Red, I'm actually really glad you're here. I was hoping that you might be able to give us a bit of history about yourself. Probably not as long-winded as the first time you did it.
Okay.
And because it can only be a 10-minute segment. Yes, 10-minute segment. But please tell us how you got involved in the business of professional wrestling.
Well, it was 2000, 2001, and...
So 10 years ago.
Yes.
Which makes him very old for those of you who are counting at home.
Okay. Anyway, it was 2001 or so, and I found out that PCW in Winnipeg, Manitoba was putting on training seminars for the weekend. So I decided, hey, I loved watching wrestling when I was a kid. I'm going to try it. I made it through the weekend, and they asked me to come back. And I was traveling about 3 hours every weekend to go train.
To Club Baby Seals.
Really?
Continue with your story, please.
So, after I went through the training after about 6 months or so, Mike from PCW, who does the ring announcing and the commentating and that for their shows, asked me to help him out during some shows. So I decided, okay. We came up with a name and everything, and a persona, and that's what got me all started.
Well, that's it for this week in Gold Dragon Wrestling, brought to you by Gold Dragon Wrestling and our sponsors, Moose Jaw Ford, Heritage Inn, TJ's Pizza, CDH Furniture Restoration, Prairie Metal Creations, and Galaxy Cinemas, Moose Jaw. Please stay tuned for details of a contest that's coming up on Twitter. I am JS McStronger. With me is Agent Red. We are on the sofa, and we are the Kings. Have a good day.